guys, it's your girl Sugar Sade, and today's video is going to be about how I got a 93 on my TEAS. So I got a lot of tips and tricks for you guys because I really want you guys to get that 90 and above on your TEAS score, because that's really going to elevate you and boost your application when it comes to nursing school. So first thing that I did was I just went ahead and took the TEAS the first time. Before you do this, know your school's policy. Know if they allow multiple retakes. If your school only allows one, no, don't do this. But if your school allows unlimited retakes and you just submit your best score, which my school did, thankfully, go ahead and do this. I took that TEAS test without studying, without doing anything. I just wanted to see what it was about. I wanted to see what my areas, my weak areas and my strong areas were, and what I needed to work on. So because I feel like, how can you study for something that you don't even know what it is, you know? So I went and took that test, and I actually passed the first time without studying. I got a 74. I think that 71 is considered a passing score at my school. But I was like, okay, I passed without even studying. But I was not satisfied with that score in the least bit. So I was like, okay, now I know what areas to work on. Math I did pretty good on. Science I was like, ooh. And then also grammar I was like, But yeah, math and reading I did pretty good on, just straight out the bat. So I was like, okay, I just need to study a few things in that area, study a few things in that area, but I really need to hone in on these two. So when I got my TEAS book, I knew which areas to really focus on and really study. So that leads me to my next tip. Read that ATI TEAS book front to back. If you, like, seriously, if your TEAS is a month away and the book is 300 pages, you know, just put little dividers in there, little sticky notes, 10 pages a day. And you just make sure you complete studying those 10 pages a day. And I don't mean just read it. I mean read it, understand it, do the problems, know it. I mean know it. So like do 10 pages a day, however many you need to do to be prepared in time, that's what you need to do, but you need to do every single page of that book. And if you do that, you will be prepared for the TEAS. Best believe that, because that's all the TEAS is just that book. And that book is amazing. That's what I did, and it really helped me out. So my third tip is after you've read the ATI TEAS book front to back, you need to take that TEAS over and over and over again until you reach the score that you are satisfied with. I'm gonna be real. I took the TEAS 6 times. The first 3 times were free on campus, and then after that you're kind of on your own. Like if you don't pass or get the score that you want within these 3, then like you got to do it on your own. So I took it at SDSU the third 3 times. But like I said, I passed with a 74 the first time I took it without studying. Then I went back and I studied, and then I only went up 2%. I got a 76. I was like, what the heck? And then I went back and studied some more. And then I got like a 80. And I was like, okay, here we go. Now we're talking. And then the next few times I got like a 88. And then I was like, dang it, 88. I was like, no, I want a 90. So I was like, I'm gonna take it again. And then I went back down to an 85 the next time, and I was like, dang it. And then the last time I took it, I got a 93. And I was like, I got a 93. I was like, oh shoot. I was like, I'm gonna go for a 96, because the reason why I wasn't okay with just when I got an 88 or a 93, like many people that have like 4.0 GPA, they probably would have stopped at a 70 something, because with all that, they probably had so many points that they were guaranteed in. But me, I had a 3.7 GPA, which unfortunately, that is not a strong nursing GPA. That's a strong GPA in regular life, yes, but in nursing GPA, a strong GPA is really like a 3.8 and above. A lot of my classmates have 4.0s. So they were just chilling. They had 3.9, 4.0s, and I had 3.7. So I had to go extra. I had to go above and beyond on my TEAS score to guarantee my spot in the program. So I was really aiming for like a 96% on my TEAS. The final time I took it, I went back to an 88. So I was like, you know what, I'm done. Like, you know, I was like, I'm just gonna submit my 93 and we're gonna call it a day, and, you know, fingers crossed. So yeah, those are my tips, you know. Take it once just to see what the test is about, see what areas you need to perfect. Next, read the ATI TEAS book front to back and know it. Divide it by days, a certain amount of day, and make sure you do it. And lastly, take it multiple times until you reach the score that you want. Don't be discouraged. I know it's super discouraging when you take it and it's a long test and you're not getting the score that you want, but just be persistent. And when you take the test, try to pay attention to certain areas that to certain questions, because sometimes you get repeat questions, and if you can see at the end of the test, it gives you a review, and it doesn't tell you exactly which question you got wrong, but it'll say like the area, like they'll be like, oh, you got a question wrong that had to do with Roman numerals, right? So I would look back and be like, oh shoot, I remember that question. They asked me this. So I would go home and figure out the answer and try to like memorize it to in case I got it again on the next test. Or I would make sure I go back to my TEAS book in the Roman numeral section and just make sure I know Roman numerals, because I know I'm going to get a question on it, you know, when I take it again. And that's what really helped me boost my score. I really paid attention to things like that, and I wrote it down. Like, as soon as I got out of the test, I went right to my purse and wrote down Roman numerals. I wrote down grammar. I wrote like grammar apostrophes, know where to put apostrophes. Wrote down specific things that I knew that I struggled with during the test, and I went home and I looked those up and I made sure I learned them. So when I took the test next, I knew the answer. I didn't know the exact answer, but I knew how to do it. So those are my tips for you guys. Hope those helped out, and good luck on your test.